This chance will then go to the member for Kajiado.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support this motion by the Honorable Jane Kagiri, the member for Laikipia. This motion is not only important, but urgent. Mr. Speaker, this comes at a very timely time when you're speaking about improving our economy and actually uplifting the standards of our people. Mr. Speaker, we know that the cost of electricity has gone so high that in most cases it has discouraged investors to invest in our country. When you also look at the production rates, the production rate of everything in this country is going down, and it is largely being contributed by the high cost of electricity. Mr. Speaker, when you speak of food security, it is becoming impossible to have food security in this country because most farmers rely on the rain, while we also have farmers who largely depend on water from boreholes to do farming and huge production. Mr. Speaker, it is now becoming impossible for those farmers to do production because every time they produce, the high cost of electricity eats into all their profit, and it becomes hard to run. Not only to the large-scale farmers, but also to the small-scale farmers. We have people who produce food for their family consumption only, and it's becoming impossible for them to produce because every time you run a water borehole pump, it takes more money than what you produce in your farm. So, Mr. Speaker, when we speak of bringing down the cost of living in this country, we must address first the issue of electricity. Because in the reduction of electricity, we will have more farmers farming, we will have more people going into production, and as we speak now, the country wants to go into the industrialization way. We cannot go the industrialization way if we have not addressed the issue of electricity. Because every time we have industries coming up, they thrive for 1 year and they all close down. The reason being, they cannot run their productions because the cost of electricity is too high. Mr. Speaker, I think it's a high time that we all join hands and seek the reason as to why this electricity is becoming a menace, a thing that is affecting the economy of this country, and not only the economy of this country, it is actually contributing to most of the things in this country not working. And so, Mr. Speaker, I think this is a very timely motion. I support it completely. And Mr. Speaker, not only talking about the high cost of electricity, it is also the arrogance that comes with the Kenya Power. Every time we have power cuts, it's like you have to beg them to bring the power back. I live in an estate, and just the other day we did not have electricity, and every time you call, they tell you that they have to receive calls for at least 10 people living in the same estate for them to bring back the electricity. What kind of arrogance is that, Mr. Speaker, for a company that is so monopolized that also it is you also have to call so many times for them to bring it back? Mr. Speaker, I will also want to say that in the initiative of the last mile, I want to say that we also have some parts of the country that are not electricity enabled. Like in my county, Kajiado, we have so many schools, we have so many boreholes, and we have so many hospitals that are not connected. So in line with this motion, I just beg that we also have those counties or those places that are not connected, getting connected in the spirit of the last mile connectivity. With this, Mr. Speaker, I beg to support this motion, and I call each and every member of this House to support this motion in totality so we can see what happens. Mr. Speaker, before I forget, in my county we have private companies like the Kipeto Energy, which contributes to the national grid of electricity, but every time these companies contribute electricity to the Kenya Power so it can supply to us, we don't see. I was thinking now, because we have so many companies contributing to it, the cost of it will go down. But the more they contribute electricity to Kenya Power, the more the cost of electricity is going high. So you wonder what is happening. We need to get down to this. We need to find solutions.